Much smaller than a butterfly's wing, I shake your world. Call me by all names: Corona, COVID-19, plague, accuse me with all words. Viral in life and on your networks. I have pushed more than 3 billion humans to be confined. Invisible to the naked eye, I have nevertheless become for you a big problem in germ, a great disaster, but also a magnifying mirror of your weaknesses and strengths, of your dysfunctions. You were not prepared, perhaps also a little incompetent or arrogant, had you not anticipated. Only a few weeks' delay in watching the Chinese, the Iranians, the Italians struggle. You had seen me coming from afar, though. It's not like I hadn't been on the front page for 2 months. They literally only talk about me. Now, it's too late. I've settled in well. I don't need anyone but you to move me. Stay more than a meter away from each other. When I travel, the world stops. Outside, only those who chase, who run, alone or without you remain. I have. I will surely change your lives a bit, deprive you of sleep, freedom, and give your cities a surreal look. I have closed your markets, relaxed your budget deficit rules, caused your stock markets to plummet, provoked panics, and revealed that many of you apparently have transit problems. I even give fever to those who don't have it, make the powerful tremble with fear, shake your systems, test your regimes, and I kill. See me as your Black Mirror episode, and this time you're in the script. Because I weaken or strengthen depending on everyone's behavior. In this adversity, I force you, humanity, to think of yourselves united against a common enemy, all compelled to throw all your strength into the battle. Indeed, today's heroes do not carry a rifle. They wear white coats, care for others, search for vaccines, weapons to fight me, to slow me down. They stir the earth to feed you, transform and transport your goods, bring you water and electricity, or are simply poorly paid cashiers on the front line and at the end of the chain. You're going to hear about me for a long time to come. It will take you many weeks to master me, months, even years to totally eradicate me. But I know my time will come. So, my arrival will have, I hope, taught you a lot about yourself, because my weapons are also your weaknesses. Selfish and short-term, your policies have not lived up to my pettiness. I have focused the spotlight on the cracks in a health system worn out by 40 years of reforms based on fee-for-service policy, just-in-time flow, freezing positions, reducing beds. But who do we unplug? The state counted its money. You'll count your dead. Once you have defeated me, credit me with the fact that no one disputes or criticizes your public hospital or research anymore. If I had arms, honestly, I would applaud. From your windows, that's what you do. The Vivas are becoming scarcer in the capital's beautiful neighborhoods. Because here too, I act like a magnifying glass, pointing out your social inequalities. The Miolotis who have packed up and left have fled this green confinement. As for those who had gone even further a long time ago to avoid tax, it seems they now want to come back to take advantage of your heroes. The most privileged also ask us their questions, sometimes astonishing, to know if they can bring their housekeepers to their second home, or if they can join their villa in France from their country of residence, sometimes known for its less aggressive tax practices. Others want to return because they think they will be better cared for here. Your health is invaluable, but I know when the battle ends, it'll be time for accountability and we'll have to pay collectively. You will be able to distinguish between those who went to the front and who are the heroes and those who are not. Unless you, sitting there, haven't moved. The few privileged ones, those whom, by force of circumstances, I have locked up and whose hurried lives have come to a sudden halt. You who spend so much time on networks, on the internet, if you are not piled up, if you don't have a hyperactive child or an aggressive husband, then perhaps you could take advantage of this strange war. Holed up on the couch, struggling motionless for this sometimes free time that is imposed on you, take a moment to reflect. See me as an opportunity, a chance, your little revealer of failure. My abrupt arrival in your globalized society reveals you to be deeply vulnerable, fragile. And what if the realization of your weaknesses was a strength? That of recognizing ourselves as dependent on each other, and therefore responsible. See in me the highlighting of your limits, an opportunity to take a step back from a world much larger than you. Of course, you will get no answer from me, but let these questions gently germinate within you. Prosperity, priority, trade, exchange, social protection, public service, quality of life, telecommuting or bullshit job? What is a useful profession? What is a futile profession? What does a rising society look like? A falling society? I'm not worried about you. I know you're much stronger than me. Against my words, you will find, I have no doubt, remedies. You will triumph and be able to take pride in your success. But once I'm gone, don't let your guard down. I am not a parenthesis, but a warning, a form of reminder to order and humility. See me as a test or a rehearsal, the rotten fruit of a trend? Because whether you like it or not, my arrival is indirectly linked to your lifestyles and consumption. Deforestation, urbanization, and industrialization have rapidly destroyed natural habitats. In doing so, you have increased the contacts between wildlife and humans, thus promoting the emergence of new diseases. Though these emergence phenomena aren't new, they are accelerating. So the question is not whether I will return as a scourge, but in what form. I'm not worried about you in the short term. I, a small virus, by my own strength, give you a bit of respite, time, and the opportunity to anticipate. While your entire consumerist society, constantly in frenetic motion, has taken a knee, what will you do when you get back up? Will you start running again in this desperate flight forward, rushing to meet a peril far greater and more dangerous than me? I won't insult you by naming them. Ecological and climate issues have long been in the headlines, and you turn a blind eye to them. These impending disasters also know no borders. Advancing silently, diffuse, spread out over time, they gain power every day and will strike everywhere. Sneaky, you can't see them like you can see me. Because even if I don't touch you directly, you feel concerned. I'm present on the opposite side of your concrete doors. With these ecological and climatic crises, safety distances are not measured in meters, but in hundreds, thousands of kilometers. And the delay you have taken to fight them is counted in decades. Your policies, ignoring the warnings of climate experts, pretend not to hear, not to see. All this will happen later, beyond the short term of their mandate. And I'm a bit worried for you in the long term. These scourges advance masked and announce crises with multiple faces. Kisses between you two won't be stopped. Otherwise, your great war will become more dangerous. And when it will be necessary to roll up your sleeves, take gloves to face these challenges, part of the origin of the evil comes from your desire for always more good. I hope you will remember all these questions. I want to drive a sport utility vehicle. I want a big television. I want to have a good education, research, and health system. At the end of my ordeal of this imposed solitude, you will have, I hope, developed a taste for a society united in a common effort. And if men reveal themselves in adversity, then perhaps you will come out of it grown, improved. And when it comes time to restart the machine, you will remember that the apocalypse you inflicted on yourself alone, every day, every year. That this calamity, like many others, is not inevitable, but is an integral part of a societal choice. You will keep in mind the memory of the city becoming more breathable for a time, and the song of the birds audible even in Paris. Why not keep all of this once I'm gone? And in this common boat adrift, while some will bail out, plug the holes, others will feel the need for a compass, a direction that makes you want to go elsewhere. Now, which way do we go? How to make the upcoming battles, stimulating projects, build a more cautious, more resilient civilization. And when the short-termists tell you we can't do otherwise, there's no money. Just remind them of the titanic means you have mobilized to overcome me, shutting down part of your economy, depriving you of freedom for the sole common good, and, essentially, the protection of the oldest and weakest. And that's all to your credit. Keeping in memory the pleasurable memory of a united society that, realizing it's going to take a heavy hit, rediscovers itself ambitious and capable of doing together. You may, I hope, finally have the courage to mobilize your forces to tackle a problem that is, itself, without common measure, with my smallness, and on the verge of literally rotting, in an increasingly near future, the life of almost all the inhabitants of the planet. Once my case is settled, you will not be able, you may not want to resume normal activity. This nightmare will have, I hope, changed the nature of your dreams a bit. I am by no means the end of the world, but perhaps I herald for you the desire for the beginning of another. To live from this activity, we mainly depend on your support, whether it's on Tipeee, Utip, or via the join button. 1,000 thanks to you, kisses. Take care of yourself. Stay at home.